Good day, everyone! Asia is a continent known for countries with diverse cultures, religions, and products. However, there have been many Asian countries colonized by foreign countries in Europe, which generally influenced their culture, exploited their most valuable products, and overall controlled their way of living. In this video, we will cover colonialism and imperialism in Asian countries. Imperialism is the expansion of power and influence of a more developed country over a weaker one. It refers to a powerful nation expanding their power by conquering or controlling the way of life and politics of another nation. It has the following descriptions. They occupy other countries to expand their power, and they have control over the lifestyle, politics, and economy of the colonized country. Colonialism, on the other hand, is a form of imperialism wherein foreign countries have direct dominance and control over a country. It refers to the acquisition of lands to meet the commercial and religious purposes of a nation. It has the following descriptions. They exploit natural resources of the occupied country. They have direct influence over the country's religion, culture, and tradition, and violence and military may be used to occupy the country. Why should we be familiar with the methods of imperialism and colonialism in Asia? It is important to understand why there are similarities between the traditions and cultures of one country and another. An example is the Cariñosa dance in the Philippines, which actually originated in Spain. Foods like paella, adobo, and burgers were influenced. We'll also understand how the Asian countries fell into the hands of the Europeans. Events that led to the downfall or further development of the colonies under the foreigners help us acknowledge how they affected us.
In the course of many years of colonialization in Asia, battles occurred, rebellions started, and treaties have been signed across the continent. Here are 5 important events in the history of colonialism. Number 1. One of the most important battles in the history of India was the Battle of Plassey between France and Britain on June 23, 1757. With the help of this battle, India began to fall to the hands of the British. Number 2. The second event is the First War of Indian Independence from the British, which began in 1857. It was called the Indian Rebellion of 1857, Sepoy Mutiny or Indian Mutiny. Unfortunately, Indians' rebellion against British rule was not successful. Number 3. The first colonization in China occurred after the victory of the British Navy, the First Opium War, in 1839 to 1842. This was the first war in the East. This war was marked in history as the first war in which the main fortress used for modern British naval vessels. Number 4. After King Philip II sent 3 more unsuccessful voyages, he sent Miguel Lopez de Legazpi to establish Spain's first permanent settlement, Cebu, in 1565. By the end of the 16th century, most of the areas in Luzon to northern Mindanao were under Spanish control. Number 5. There was a dispute between France and China to seize Vietnam. Unfortunately, China was unable to resist the French Navy. The Treaty of Tianjin, which ended the Sino-French War, was signed in 1885. and France won to colonize Vietnam. Those are only few of the many events that happened throughout Asia during the period of colonialism. Overall, the culture and traditions of Asian countries have been influenced by foreigners. An example of this is the spread of the Christian religion in the Philippines, which to this day still remains and is practiced by most Filipinos. The trade sector was also affected, and imports of various products from other countries were also affected. For instance, the colonialization of the Manchu to the Ming Dynasty paved way for the development of China. China progressed in agriculture, mining, and labor, industry, and trade.
What are the positive and negative effects brought by these particular events? In fact, there are numerous things that help Asia advance in technology, but there are also actions that slowly destroy the economy. Positive effects include construction of new machinery, larger roads, and sturdy infrastructures. Many technological advancements have been influenced, including vehicles and modern equipment. However, many lives of our people have been ended due to abuse of rights. They exploited the natural resources of the colonies, thus resulting in the economic collapse of other occupied countries. Ultimately, these unfortunate events opened the minds of the natives, and they developed a sense of nationalism. Now we draw near to the end of this video. As Western industries and corporations multiplied in many parts of Asia, their influence grew as well. Colonization is already absent, but imperialism is still in the present society. That is why we can find brands such as Doritos, Dunkin' Donuts, Nike, or Ferrari in the Philippines. Our interest in native activities is gradually disappearing as we are influenced by foreign films, music, and TV shows. Aside from the fact that we were colonized by foreigners, exposure to social media further influenced our thinking. As much as we are entertained by these, it is also important to promote our own so as to uphold nationalism. That's all for today's video. Before we finally end this infovid, we would like to thank everyone for listening and learning. Have a wonderful day.
Audio Jungle.